Yeah,
Weezy out of here.
the dash is digi, the schedule busy. My head in a hoodie, my shorty a goodie. My cousins are crazy, my cousins like Boogie. Life is amazing, it is what it should be. Been here for 10, but I feel like a rookie. I tell her.
Hey y'all, welcome back to K's Universe. This is actually my second video. I talked a little bit about writing in my first video, and I told y'all that the next video that was going to be coming up was going to be kind of juicy. So I actually want to read you guys some of my writing in this one. Now, I need to explain this before I do it because I'm normally not like this. What you guys may hear is going to probably sound really harsh. However, you know how it is when you think some things that you might not necessarily say, out loud, just because maybe it's you're embarrassed that you even thought that, maybe that you don't want people to think that you're angry or bitter or whatever your situation is. Maybe you just don't want to tell your business. And I'm kind of a private person, so I do a lot of writing, and sometimes it's just for me. The novels that I wrote those to be published. Those are stories that I worked and tweaked and changed characters' names and all kinds of stuff, and changed certain events to, as a character based on somebody doesn't come off too much like them. Just kind of, writing something that I want to put out, but I had to tweak it. This is raw. This is absolutely raw. I wrote this one day in November of 2017. I had not wrote it for anyone else to hear. I actually didn't even realize I was writing a poem when I started to write it. I was really, really upset that day, and who knows what the person who this is about had done, but I was really upset that day, and I was by myself, and it was just like, didn't want to call nobody and vent, didn't want to say the thoughts that were actually in my head, but it was just like I was bubbling with anger. I was just, and I was like, man, how do I get this out? And I need to get on with the rest of my day. I don't want to continue to feel like this. So I sat down and began writing. And like I said, I didn't even know I was writing a poem when I started. I was just writing my feelings down. I was just writing what I was thinking down on paper. So writing is therapeutic. I do it because I enjoy it, and I do it because I'm pretty good at it. And when I look back on it sometimes and read it, I can't even really believe what I wrote. It just depends on the situation. I could write about everything. It's just this particular thing was very, very emotionally and it was just not a good situation. So it was something that I felt like, once I finished writing it, I read it and was like, whoa. I didn't even know that's how I felt. I just knew that I had some feelings built up inside me, and I had not ever actually said them out loud to anyone. So I was writing them down to get them out of myself. Well, the next day, I think it was the next day, I ended up talking to one of my closest girlfriends on the phone, and we've been friends for a very, very, very long time. She's known me since I was a teenager, so there's not too much that surprised her. She's actually one of those type of people that not really much surprises her at all. Anyway, when I called her years ago, 16 years almost, and told her I was pregnant with twins, and asked her to be their godparent, she was not surprised by that. She's not surprised by many things. She works in an industry where she hears a lot of wild stories. She's always on social media. She's had her adventures of her own life, and she's just one of those people where you can tell her something and not even get a reaction. That doesn't mean she doesn't care, but she's just the kind of person like, I've heard it before. She ain't taken back by nothing. So when I read this to her and I finished, she paused. And I know what the pause was about. I was waiting for a reaction. And she said, God damn. And when she said it like that, I was like, is it shock you? She said, yeah. She was like, I've heard a lot of stuff in my day, but I don't think I've heard nothing like that. Not especially coming from somebody that she knows so well and knows that is really normally not a very hateful or angry person. She was amazed that this kind of thing was in me. And I actually had said these words. So saying it out loud for the first time for an audience, I don't know how y'all gonna take it, but I would like to hear what other people think of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Now I do apologize. I'm gonna have to be looking down because I haven't written down on paper. I've never written it read it out loud to anybody else besides her, so I may stumble a little bit, but I'm going to try not to because I want you guys to grasp it like it was meant to be. And like I said, I'm not a spoken word author at all. I'm more of a novelist, but I can write poetry if I decide to. I don't. That's not my expertise. So I have written some before, and this is one. But let's just see what y'all think. So I'm gonna look down and read this, and then when I get done, I'll talk a little bit more about it. Okay. You're Not a Man by K. Griffin Lucas. You're not a man. You're a boy. Better yet, a cheap-ass toy. You know the kind you find at the 99-cent store that's broken when you play with for an hour? You're fucking sour. But you were broken before I met you. See, I looked past your low income and the crooked-ass stained things you call teeth, no transportation, and lack of need to succeed. I was on the uprise, trying to fulfill my dreams, but went against my strategy and allowed myself to bottom feed, knowing good and well you didn't have nor wouldn't ever possess what I need, which was a man who understands the true meaning of monogamy, respect, and love. But you're not a man. You're a parasite and a leech. Yeah, you're a buster. Yep, another low-down, wannabe hustler who lies with every breath you can muster, containing no luster, no swag, no worthy identity. A pure disgrace to the strong black male society. You have nothing and don't want nothing out of life like the vast majority. You're a damaged, off-brand product of ignorance and poverty. Well, you are, but you are. But you don't see. Maybe you will when you're turning 50 and still living with your mommy just to avoid responsibility and scraping by to get what you need. Or maybe you'll do us all a favor and die quick from HIV, since the only thing you have to offer is your raggedy-ass dick and eating any and everybody's coochie. Yeah, that's really all you're worth. A trifling motherfucker. Then you got the nerve to think that you can eat pork and still go to heaven? Well, that's highly unlikely. Nigga, please. You're probably going to hell at a Corvette speed, because I'm pretty sure God frowns on adultery and perjury. And though I actually hate that I had to lay down my Christianity just to say these things, but I had to let you know how much hatred and animosity that was building within me. For quite some time, actually. But I suppressed it, just to keep the peace. So for that, I'm guilty to some degree. OMG, what a fucking waste of effort and loyalty you were. Yeah, I said God would be doing us all a favor and wiping you off this earth. Because you serve no real purpose anyway. You become more and more of a non-factor every single day. But you don't even see it. You think you got it all. You're a slave to your own banality. Or wait, let me make it easy for you and say stupidity. Wouldn't want you to have to get the dictionary to find out what I mean. Yeah, I said it because the truth hurts, but it shall set you free from your own pervertedness and self-destruction, hopefully. They say it's never too late to learn a lesson, but for you it just might be. After all, you ain't learned shit by now, and you're approaching 40. Even though I do understand it to some degree, your mom ain't about shit either, so that rotten fruit didn't fall far from the tree. I was taught to respect myself and earn what I need, while apparently you were taught to scheme and deceive. So I say once again, you're not a man, you're a fucking liability. And that's You're Not a Man by K. Griffin Lucas. Like I said, I wrote this over a year ago, and it feels good to kind of get it out, but I would love to hear what everybody thinks of the poem. So please like and subscribe, and I welcome your comments and questions about this poem, and there will be more writing coming soon. Obviously, the books are going to be coming too, so I hope you guys liked it. Have a good day. Bye.